Hello everyone, my name is Deval Jain. I am pursuing BTech from GSITS College in Computer Science. My enrollment number goes as 0801CS221046. Today we are going to walk through web scraping through Puppeteer and Cheerio. For this we have to install some dependencies first, that is Puppeteer, Cheerio and Express. Express is the framework of Node.js. Puppeteer, a Node.js library that provides a high-level API to control Chrome and Chromium browsers. Cheerio, a lightweight server-side library that make it easy to parse and traverse HTML similar to jQuery. We use Express to set up a basic server that listens for requests on port 5000. This allows us to handle search queries from the users. First, we will start with Flipkart scraper function. Here's the first section. The first line, this launches a headless version of the Chrome browser. Headless means it runs without any graphical interface. You won't see the browser, but it's functioning in the background. The next line is opening a new tab in a headless browser. The third is the URL of the official site of the Flipkart. The next line, tell Puppeteer to navigate to the URL and wait until the network is idle, meaning no new requests are being made, ensuring the page is fully loaded. Step 2 is extracting the HTML with Cheerio. Now, this line will, once the page is fully loaded, we will extract the entire HTML content of the page using page.content. The next line, here we pass the HTML into Cheerio. Now dollar is a shorthand for jQuery-like manipulation of HTML DOM structure, which lets us select and extract specific data from the HTML. The step third is identifying and extracting product data. This is each loop. It will start a loop and it will traverse through each and every column there is. We will initialize an empty array to store all the products we are going to scrape from the page. Using Cheerio, we select the main product container using the selector. This grabs all the product listing on the page. This is specific to Flipkart. If we limit the number of products we scrape to 7 for simplicity, you can adjust this based on your needs. We extract the product name by selecting the current element, $element retrieving its text. We grab the price for the current product by selecting the current CSS class. The equal index ensures we selecting the price for the current product in the loop. Similarly, we extract the image URL using attribute and parenthesis source. We extract the relative URL for the products page. We clean the price string by removing commas and the currency symbol like rupees, then convert it into a number using parse float for easier comparison. If we only proceed if the price can be converted to a valid number, that it's not a number. NaN represents not a number. After that, here we push each product's data into the product array, storing the product name, price, numeric price, image URL, and product URL. If an image or URL is missing, we provide fallback values, no image available or undefined. Uh, this step helps for sorting the product in ascending order. We sort the product by price in ascending order to ensure that the cheapest product appear first. Once the scraping is complete, we close the browser to free up system resources. Finally, we return the products and sorted product data. Next is Amazon scraping. We define the Amazon scraper async function, and this is the input parameter that goes in this URL. Whatever you wanna search will be here and it will be here then. It will assign to the URL. This also works the same for Amazon as well. This is the endpoint. This is the endpoint where all our data we scrap will be stored, and then we'll send it to our front end. This the constant Flipkart result will be storing the product details of Flipkart scraper, and the constant Amazon result will be storing data for Amazon scraper. If there is any error during the whole process, error during scraping will be shown on the console, and then we start the server in at 5000 port. Next is our front end. Two things which we are going to use in our front end is React and Axios. Let's talk about React first. React is a JavaScript library used to build user interfaces, especially single page applications. It helps you build reusable components and efficiently update your web app when the data changes. In your React components are the building blocks of your UI. They can be functional components like the one we'll create which return JSX, JavaScript XML, that gets rendered as HTML. State in React is used to manage data in components like keeping track of the search input and the product we fetch from the API. Now, what is Axios? Axios is a promise-based HTTP client that makes it easier to send requests to server, fetch data from APIs, and handle responses. It's widely used in React app because it simplifies the process of making HTTP requests. Let's dive into the code. We will create component and set up the state using useState hookup to manage our search term and results. Let's start with search. This store the user's input for the product they want to search. This will store the result and array of product for Flipkart and Amazon. This will manage the loading state to show a spinner or disable button while we wait for the API responses. This will handle the error. Next, we add an input field to allow the user to type in a product search query. Here we have an input field that takes user input, the value search here. From here it will be assigned to this variable. The input feeds to our search state, making it controlled input. The onChange handler updates the search state whenever the user types in the input field. Now I'll tell you about how to make an API request using Axios. First, it will this is the button that will trigger this function. When the user clicks the search button, the search product function is called or handle search. Inside this function, the loading state value is set to show a true loading indicator. Using axios.get method to send a get request to our backend API, we are passing the source term as a query parameter in the URL. Once we get a response, we use set products or set results to store the fetched data. If there's any error, if there's any error, we will print it. Now displaying the results. There are two columns basically. First column is for view on Flipkart and second is for view on Amazon. If the length of the results are 0, no result found will be printed. Concluding this video, and we now have a fully functional product search app that fetches product detail from Amazon and Flipkart using a backend API. Axios simplifies the API request, and React State Management helps display the results. And thanks for watching. This is my time. Thank you.